Hi again. I have a different hat on. The pillow's in a different place. Let's do this. So I have to be a bit quieter because I waited till a bit late to do this, and there are people like around me who are trying to sleep. So I don't want to bother. Um. Uh, so yeah, one, that makeup was really cool. For a sec, like the first second, I was like, wait a minute, you okay? Yeah, G, all right? But anyway, that was really cool. I look forward to more. Um, the Tumblr thing. How in the world do you follow 800 blogs? That's amazing. I don't even think I follow 100. I don't even think I follow 100, and of them, I don't think most of them are like active. That's fantastic. Oh, I feel like that's how most people do it. I just don't do it that way. I'm not good at Tumblr. Like a couple months ago, I figured out like the purpose of tagging. I've had Tumblr for 2 years, and it took me that long to figure out. Oh, that's what tagging is for. That's what you do. Um, it took even longer after that to figure out that you're supposed to like follow people back when you like if they follow you and they're like a real person, you follow them back. I didn't even realize that. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at Tumblr, but um, but oh yeah, yeah. Happy with all your stuff. It's always cool to see. It's always cool to see your stuff. I think on like how I just reblog of a lot of people's stuff. I think that's just generally how I do Tumblr. Again, I'm bad at. Just like it'll be on my dash, and I'm like, oh hey, let me reblog that. Again, I don't follow. I only follow like 100 blogs, so it's like, and a lot of them aren't active, so I can usually scroll all the way back to where I was the previous time I was on, which I understand that most people get to. So, like usually in the morning I'll try to wake up and then I'll be like, scroll through until previous day or blog what I like. So I see most of what goes through my dash, which is nice because there's a lot of cool stuff in there, and a lot of it's real. So that's great. Um, on the topic of like knowing people through like social media and like meeting people and that sort of thing, I think it's cool. I don't really personally know anybody like, that's not a way in which I know a lot of people. It's usually people who I like already knew, and then there was no way of light. That's casting a shadow on my face. So. Anyway, um, it's mostly people who I like already knew, and then it kind of became a thing that I only was able to, either only knew them or was only able to know them through like social media or on Skype. Um, like I know some people who like again I only know because or like I only still know through social media and like talking online and stuff and like Skype. Um, but yeah, I don't like I, I mean, coincidentally, a lot of those people know people the way that you know, like just through like meeting them online and then like actually like Skype talking to them, so you can be like, oh yeah, you're a real person, you're who you say you are, and like I think as long as you can do that, as long as you can like confirm like, oh yeah, this is a real person who isn't like that's fine. Um, always gotta be careful, but you I've met I've met people who know people like that, and so and they all seem to be nice, and it seems to go well. So I would like if that happened to me, I'd be totally for it. It's like, yeah, cool, nice to meet you, person from elsewhere in the world. Um, I'm in a different place. The light's coming from a different way. Usually, it's coming from like over here. Um, oh yeah, the art thing. Okay, so like, hmm, I do have to think about this a bit. Like, I do kind of have an opinion on it, but I have to think about it because like I go to an art school, but at the same time, it's like specifically a design school, and like the idea of design is that you're doing art a, with like a purpose. Like it's it's like I'm going to make a work of art that represents this product or something. That like you would make a logo to do that, or you design a fashion thing. It's like I'm a fashion. You design something with like a lot of our projects are designing for something. Like we're designing for a brand or for a person. Um, um, and like with architecture, you're designing for like, if I'm designing a building, I'm designing, what am I designing? I'm designing somebody's house, or I'm designing like a community center, or like an office, or like this or that or the other. I don't know. My battery is this gonna stop the video? No, it isn't. Yeah, my battery went to 10%. I should plug that in. Um, so like, and a lot of that kind of art is stuff that has like, I guess you would say that that's a description, a restriction of it then. But like, I should really stop holding it like this. I'm holding it with like my finger, like my thumb, like on the volume thing that stops the video. So I'm gonna keep this arm firmly back here so I don't mess up again. Um, but yeah, like as like an educator of art, like I see like the main purpose of it is to like inform like about, or like teach the skill, and then like inform and like help people with inform people about existing styles to help people make like their own style of doing something. Because like I feel that you can design with a purpose but still have like your own style and and like your own personal thing to it. Like you would design, like most of our design projects are are projects to make something with a goal, like to represent. In graphic design last year we did one to represent a designer, or like one of my major graphic design projects was to make a logo for the spring show, um, and I liked it. It turned out pretty nice. And like a project that we just finished doing for fashion class was to design something that like Cleopatra would my or a historical figure would wear, and those were the guidelines, like a historical figure, and then they gave us some restrictions on like, like had to have been dead for lived, a certain period of time ago, so it's not just like, somebody from like a couple years ago. But anyway, no, I was about to put my finger on that, but I don't want to do that. And so like, I don't know. But in that, those were the guidelines that we were. Those were the restrictions, the guidelines, the goals that we were given, and like, and everybody chose different things to do, and everybody did it in their own incredibly different ways for everybody. So I feel like it's not necessarily the worst thing, but then again, I feel like for like a lot of fine art stuff, like most types of restrictions, I don't feel like would be very good. Because like, and you mentioned painting, like I don't feel like restrictions on painting are really, painting, sculpture, I don't feel like restrictions are a good thing with those. Um, like, yeah, I definitely get what you were saying, where it's like, I want to do this thing that's like, this, but you can't do that in school. Um, and school has a lot of the opportunities for you, it has a lot of the means for you to do that, and so that definitely puts a restriction on it, and I get that. Um, so yeah, that was, I don't know that I came to an opinion on that, I just kind of talked about it for a bit, but whatever. That's my ramblings on the subject of that. Um, what else do I have to say? I don't know. I'm worried that I'm waking people up. I'm not even talking that loud, but I'm paranoid about that. But oh, and the food and drink, that was a cool thing. I don't have any food around me or drink around me, but I'm gonna do that next time. I'm going to invite you to have a drink and a food with while watching the video. I have half a glass of water and a partially eaten apple on my table, but it's too late. It's at the end of the video. Um, so yeah, that was fun. That was fun talking about that. Talking about like, art and design and stuff. Um, alright, I should go because I have a bunch of stuff I have a bunch of other stuff to do tonight. That I really should have done earlier. Okay, see ya.